Hi there. I want to share with you three practical steps for what you need to do to identify your core brand story. You've got so many stories in your personal life. How do you know which one is the right one to be your brand story? So let me share with you exactly how to do this so you know what it is. I'm April Yvette. Welcome back to the April Yvette podcast, where we help you to unlock your highest potential. If you are a leader, an entrepreneur, high achiever, maybe you're an emerging influencer, I believe this is really going to help you. As a matter of fact, I believe we all need to build a strong personal brand, whether you're working for a company or working for yourself. But let me share with you, how do you know and choose the right story to share? Step number one, you need to define who is your target audience. Who are you called to serve and speak to? Here's a hint. The people that you're called to speak to and share with and connect with, your tribe or your audience, it's people that are like you. They have very similar life experience, characteristics, goals. You're just a few steps of them on the journey. That you can use ChatGPT that can also help you to clarify who is your target audience as well. And you also need to clarify your brand purpose. Okay. ChatGPT can help you with that too. I'll share more on that in a whole different video. So you need to, what is your main mission? And secondly, what transformation or value do you offer? Get crystal clear and write those down. All right, the second step in choosing the right brand story, your core brand story, is you have got to start writing down specific stories and experiences from your life. Write down 5, 6, 10 of them. Write a list of those personal experiences. So a moment of insight, or maybe you had an epiphany or an aha moment. Maybe it was a pivotal moment that changed everything. You became a whole different person. Maybe it was a turning point, or maybe it was an epic failure and then overcoming that and reinventing yourself. It doesn't matter what it was. Maybe somebody said something to you and it changed everything. Just start writing down the pivotal moments in your life or moments of insight. Okay, number three, here's the next step. You're going to start filtering those stories that you wrote down for each one of those. And after you filter them, you're going to choose which story to go with. I'll get to that in a minute. But here are the filters. There are four. I want you to look at each of those stories or life experiences and check for authenticity. Does it truly reflect who you are? Your most authentic self, that particular story. Number two, check for relevance. Is that story aligned with your purpose, your audience, and your offer? Is it somehow related or relevant to it that will speak to your audience? There's an alignment there. Number three, is it emotionally compelling? That's very important. And number four, what is the transformation? Is each of those stories or any of those stories you wrote down, is there a transformation? Meaning, does it show a clear before and after? If it does, that's a prime example that could be your core brand story. The fourth step, I'm going to give you a bonus step, is once you've filtered your stories and you've narrowed it down to your top one, two, or three stories, I want you to go to social media and I want you to share your story. Write it and post it on social media. And I want you to share it with people online. And when you share it, you'll get feedback instantly. People will like it. They may comment. They might share it, or maybe they'll ignore it altogether. But when you test it in real time with your friends, tell colleagues this story. And if you're getting overwhelming positive feedback from people about your story, that's a sign that story is resonating deeply with people. And then choose the one that gets the greatest response. go with that one. You might want to test 3 different stories from your life on social media and see which one gets the greatest response. And then the last step is choose it. Which one's authentic? Which one resonates with your offer and resonates with your audience and with who you are authentically? Which story has gotten the greatest response, or it's receptive and it's resonating with people? And then you just circle it and you go with that one. That's how you choose the right core brand story. I want to share my story just to give an example. So I have so many different stories for my own personal life, okay? And I was having a hard time pinpointing what's the story, right? It depends on what business you run and what's relevant to your audience and what's relevant for your offer. If you have an offer, maybe you're just a podcaster and you're not really trying to monetize it. Maybe you are, right? Maybe you sell a product service. Either way is fine. But it was important for me to share something that's relevant and relatable and builds my credibility for what I'm speaking on in my podcast as a leader in my niche industry and on my topics. Okay. And my guests that I'm having on my podcast. But my story, the story that I chose was, there was a time in my life, I was a single mom just with 2 young kids, barely scraping by, barely making ends meet, living in a mobile home park on the east side of town. And I was sick and tired of the struggle. And I was searching for something else. I was praying about it and I came across a book. I bought my first self-help book and I read the book all the way through. And in that book, the author shared his story of overcoming great adversity and overcoming great challenges and rising up to extraordinary success. As a matter of fact, he became one of the highest paid, most well-known personal development influencers in the United States of America. And he did speeches for a 1 hour keynote speech. He was being paid $50,000 for a 1 hour keynote speech. That story resonated so deeply with me back during that time of my life because I was making $9 an hour, barely scraping by. And it shifted my perspective. I made a conscious decision to no longer be a victim of my life and circumstances. And instead, I made a decision and chose to be a victor, to be a powerful creator. I'm the creator of my circumstances. Therefore, I have the power to change something that I don't like, that's not working for me, and to create a better life for myself. And as a result of that, I started learning, studying, experts in sales and marketing and personal branding and honing my skills and practicing and getting better and better at sales and marketing my entire career. So I literally went from earning $9 an hour to generating $9 million in sales in 1 year, and I won Salesperson of the Year. From there, I went further. I invented a product, was on the TV show Shark Tank. I attracted a lot of publicity, and I too became a keynote speaker for many universities and business conferences. It's just been an incredible experience. That's one of the stories from my life because it was a pivotal moment. And it's a very strongly held core belief that I have, that we have the power to change our life, to create more of what we do want, and to live out what God has planned for us. So that's what I want to share with you. I hope this has been inspiring and helpful to you. And I encourage you to start doing this exercise. Let me know if you are able to find or choose your core brand story. Let me know in the comments below or shoot me an email. I can't wait to hear from you. See you soon. Bye.